Hello, I'm PvtCb. I'm actually going to be running a game I know how to run, so yeah. First things first, I'm going to be going into the options, turning off tutorial, and turning on turbo. Turbo just literally makes the game 20% faster, so it's completely based. And mandatory for a speedrun. Then for Nero, I'm going to be putting gun attack on right trigger, and even though we don't start with it, I'm going to be putting double trigger on X/square. I play with a PS2 controller, by the way, so... Anyway, let me get you guys ready for a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, that's not happening, Mecharazium. Mecharazium is one of the runners of this game. He's quite good, so if I drop the ball on anything, just consult him. Anyway, this first mission, we're going to be fighting Dante. We're going to be doing that by just bustering him to the ground with Nero's grapple arm. That's red orbs. We get those from breaking these benches. Alright, good mission. Alright, so one of the things we got there is we got a damageless mission. That means I got 50% more upgrade points, which are proud souls. I got an S for the mission time, of course, because this is a speed run. I got a decent number of style points and a decent number of whatchamacallits, red orbs. Anyway, I'm buying 3 upgrades. Split, which isn't really needed for this mission, but I get it anyway. Charge shot and speed. Speed just builds me up a sprint when I'm outside of combat. And charge shot is, it's a charge shot. Nero's gun is kind of like Mega Man's. I completely miscalculated where he was. Also, Nero's gun sword is a motorcycle. You can rev it as you attack by tapping L trigger. And that's what you do to go fast. Also, this controller feels weird. I run my controller through like a filter with the direct input settings. So, and I'm not on my PC, so it feels a little weird. So if I'm running at weird angles, just excuse me. No, this is not Dante. This is Nero. Nero is the new character Capcom introduced for this game that nobody really likes. Anyway, the fastest way to kill these arm scarecrows is to just shoot them once and then buster them. That last guy, I shoot and then buster, because that leads to me killing him when he's on the ground with a buster. And that last guy I hit with 2 hits. And that just, it leads to a faster death animation, so I get out of the area faster because the red gate covered area doesn't go down until that happens. Anyway, because this is a marathon run, I'm going to be getting these backup orbs, if I can actually get them. You're supposed to have air hike to get up here, but I don't have air hike because that's an expensive move. So I do that shenanigan with the charge shot to get up there. It's a little tricky, but it's not too terrible. Yeah, this game has a lot of very big environments, a lot of very pretty environments, and a lot of running around. Anyway, these leg scarecrows, buster, 1 rev sword attack of your combo, buster, and they're down. So we're just going to be running past these guys. Special Edition has a few changes to it. The big one is that you get a lot more Proud Souls. Minor things are that you can keep your sprint going between areas. Your sprint builds up way faster outside of combat, and you can keep your charge shot between areas. So we're coming up to the first real boss. Dante is kind of just like a tutorial thing more than anything. This is Burial. If he hits us, he hits us, but I've done my best to prepare for it not getting hit. So I'm going to start by hitting him in the face with my aerial combo. He's going to do a jump spin right there. I'm going to jump through it because my jump has iframes. Even though it looks like I got hit, I did not. Going to buster him while he's still in midair. And, you know, not falling down. Combo DM. Combo D is just extended combo chain. Use the backwards momentum for my charge shot to get away from that explosion. See what he does here. He's doing fire pillars, that's his worst attack. Nice, good fight. And it was damageless too. But yeah, I should mention that the thing I put at the start of the game, putting your gun on right trigger, I do that just so I can carry a charge shot everywhere. So this mission we're going to be buying an upgrade that is extremely helpful for the rest of the time we have with Nero. That's not the right upgrade screen. And that is Charge Shot 3. Charge Shot 3 is extremely broken. It hits like a truck at its first hit, and then it explodes. And that explosion deals an absurd amount of damage. Here I do a loop-de-loop, so I build up my sprint outside of combat, because it takes like a quarter second to do that outside of combat, versus the 4 seconds when you're in combat. Yeah, so we went from like Italian port town to this place. Snowy Castle. As it's commonly known in this game. Dang. Okay, I'm actually just going to wait for my Charge Shot 3 to build up. I usually play with something that makes my triggers way more sensitive, but here, like, if I just hold off from the triggers and don't fully press them down, then they get let go, and it's very annoying. But yeah, that's just one of the things about running this game that's fun. Anyway, we get a cutscene and we get introduced to a new character, but we don't care about her. We're just going to skip that cutscene. We're going to skip all the cutscenes we can in this game. I modify my controller. I'll modify my direct input slightly, just to make like the stick slightly more sensitive, or you know, the triggers to be more sensitive, because it's the adapter I use is on the PS2 controller, and it makes the triggers still read as analog triggers, which is, you know, how you want them to work, but not for this game. That was a little bit of a bad fight, but whatever. Why am I using a PS2 controller? Because it works very well for this game. Specifically the D-pad. Okay, Mecha. Okay. Yeah, so we're not doing anything in this mission for now, except just running around the outside of this castle. It's very fun. Couldn't. Yeah, well, the MC5 might be announced as C3, and it's probably the most likely E3 it's going to be announced, so yeah. Anyway, this is a holy water. There are 3 of them just lying around in the game. They act as kind of cluster bombs to kill everything on screen, or at least deal very significant damage to them. So yeah, we're going to be using those later in the run. That was a pretty good fight. Anyway, that guy starts off with a shield bump. I basically just hit him with a charge drop 3 when he doesn't get hit by the shield. And he's dead. Here I want to hit these guys into each other so they both get hit by their own explosions. And that makes the fight slightly faster because the explosion does have an area of effect range from your gun. Yeah, so 3 missions so far without damage. That's quite good. Mission 4, there's like one spot where I can kind of take damage, but otherwise this mission's basically free. I'm going to get Roulette Spin, which is very damaging, and Caliber, which is a very good approach move. Anyway, who likes Beyblades? I don't. Not after this game. You hit these with your Buster, and then they light up, and then you hit them with your sword, and they start spinning, and then you hit them again with your arm, and they go fast. That's a terrible shot. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. Okay, that was a very interesting fight. It's not over yet. Devil May Cry 5 win, maybe this E3, who knows. Okay, I did get the coffin, cool. These Beyblades are very finicky with what they hit. They have an auto aim that is extremely annoying to deal with. But, you know, it is what it is. Here, the fastest way to get them activated is just one aerial hit and then an aerial buster. And that's basically like 99% of their charge to get moving forward. There, you want to build up your sprint before that thing destroys the wall. And here I'm going to leave this Beyblade behind and bring this other one over. And the one I leave behind will just reset to its initial position, which is at the front of the room when I leave the room. And this one will stay up here when I bring it into this socket. To get out of this area, we have to bring 4 Blades over there, and the 4th one is hidden behind this area. I was supposed to do an arrow hit there, that's right. Yeah, so here we used the Beyblade as a shield against this fireball. It's a fun little gamer tactic. Come on. Thank you, Beyblades. So here I can hit this reaction wheel with my sword, or I could just say don't do that and leave it to the Beyblade. That usually lets this thing come to a good spot where I can hit it a bunch, but that did not happen, so whatever. Also, the camera's really good here. Alright, it's time to fight ice lesbians. I'm going to start by hitting these guys with 3 hits. And then a charge shot 3. Alright, you should be... Okay, that was almost scary. Haha, surprise, it's actually a frog who hit me. Fuck you. This enemy is really fun to deal with, because he can just hit you whenever he wants, basically. Yeah, I'm just going to go inside the toad's mouth and just, you know, rip it up. Yeah, so unfortunately I took damage on this mission. That's going to make my Proud Soul count, which is upgrades, a little finicky. But thankfully we can sell back moves. So that Snatch 2 I got might not be sticking around with us. Yeah, Dante's basically on vacation for the whole of this game. Oh, dude, I'm digging this I lose my charge shot meme. Here I'm going to try to hit this Beyblade against the trigger. And that'll save me some blocking time. This is a little finicky to do, because, you know, these things are fun to control. There we go. Here I want these guys to both get into their explosion. There we go. That's another holy water that's just lying around. It's a little hidden, more so than the others. Dang, that almost hit me. Pretty good fight. Alright, here I very much do not want to get hit. That's probably going to end up happening. Yeah. I just lost my sprint. That's makes you getting hit here way more likely. So that's very bad for my Proud Soul count. But, you know, it is what it is. I just got to deal with it. Marathon run. Oh yeah, Virgil is extremely OP. I ran Virgil at AGDQ 2016, and he's very overpowered. Anyway, who likes dumb missions? I like dumb missions, especially this mission. Gonna start by building up a charge shot right as the mission starts. Split all the way down here. Get a charge on my sword. Get a charge shot 3 going. Let it go. Basically, dealing with these guys with anything but a charge shot 3 is really annoying, so I just let charge shot 3 do all the work. Here is a board game. I like board games in the middle of my speedrun. Remember, I was playing Trivial Pursuit last night? Very fun stuff. Also, I did not mention the no damage on this mission because the upcoming fight that I'm about to do, it's almost guaranteed that I'm going to take a hit. Anyway, the strat, if you want to even call it that for this dice game, is to hit the die with a melee attack, a buster, or a snatch when it's on a number you want to land on, and never touch it with your gun. Alright, here you just gotta throw swords at this window. It's a very fun fight. By fun, I mean it makes me want to blow my brains out. Especially when the targeting doesn't work. Like this. Goodness gracious, good targeting. Charge shot 3 deals like no damage to this window. Hitting it with your sword deals next to no damage. Alright, I'm gonna play it a little safe here. Good fight. Roll. Not really, but, you know, I didn't die, which I almost did. Anyway, we got our dad's sword from that. Spoiler alert, Nero is Virgil's son, who is Dante's twin brother. So yeah, fun family line. This gives us double trigger, which with Nero is actually pretty fun. It acts as a launch and a good damage booster. Alright, that was a weird fight, but I made it work. Charge Shot 3 is still going to be doing a lot of our heavy lifting, but now we have a little bit more of a toolkit. I think that was a Charge Shot 2 to hit, not a... Oh, it was a 3, okay. Sometimes I don't pay attention to this game. Alright, this guy's going to try to come out. Your Devil Trigger gives you a ton of iframes, so that's why I was able to go through that and be okay. That my Charge Shot just got eaten there, which is what happens when you try to release your Charge Shot and an enemy interrupts you, or you interrupt your own move as you a Charge Shot would be doing stuff. Alright, this is a really good spot for you guys to be in. Alright, not that good of a fight, but whatever. Yeah, Charge Shot 3 is extremely good. It's so damaging against everything on Devil Hunter. It starts to not be quite as good in Dante Must Die, but it's still extremely good there. And it's much better if you know how to buffer it, which is just, you know, holding down right trigger as you're doing stuff, which is the whole reason I changed my control scheme. So a lot of new players, what they'll do is they'll realize Charge Shot exists, and it'll just completely stand still as they build up their charge. or maybe move around, but they won't attack. That's not what you do. Yeah, I mean, you do use a lot of cheese in this speedrun, but you also have to improvise quite a bit. That's what keeps me coming back to DMC 4 and 3. Like, you definitely do fights in a scripted way, but that's not always going to work out, so you got to improvise every now and then. Anyway, now we're into the Stevie Jungle. Alright, here I'm going to be buying my first items from the shop, which are purple orbs. That just extends my double trigger runes. Alright, that's not what I get. That's also not what I get. Trigger heart, abilities, air hike, item. Buy a holy water, why not? I'm a little low on orbs, so I'm hitting this crystal, even though you don't get much orbs from it as Nero. But it is 2,000, that's going to make a little bit of a difference. And I'd rather just play it safe than sorry with my orbs. Because if you don't have the right number of holy waters at the end of the game becomes way harder to deal with. And way slower. Anyway, here we encounter a new enemy type, Chimeras. And they're a blend of two types of enemies. I'm going to play that a little safe. Because they can do this tentacle attack. And that is guaranteed to hit you pretty much no matter what. Wait, that's not what you do. What am I doing? Nero can take the stairs here, but that's slow. So he just does this. I hit this reaction wheel because you literally have to. There's an invisible wall and this balcony ledge thing to... Okay, I was worried that was going to shut me off. There's an invisible wall there unless you hit that reaction wheel. Anyway, this section is like more of those floating platforms, but worse, but we're just going to skip it. Like that. This level design, this campaign's fine, honestly. The backtracking is really annoying, but there are some areas in this game that are really fun to play in. Like, this is one of the best arenas I've seen in a Devil May Cry game. Anyway, these chimeras, if they hit something, they will turn the enemy into a chimera enemy, and that just means they have tentacles and are harder to deal with. So I don't want that to happen. Except sometimes I do want it to happen, because that means enemies will combine. Come on, thank you. That fight is actually super interesting, because there's like 6 different strats you can do based on the spawns. Also, I messed this up, but whatever. We'll figure it out. We're just going to put this in a good position manually. It's super slow, but it'll work. And based on the spawns, you kind of have to do the fight in a different way. It's pretty fun. That's not to say the spawns are random, it's just like you're sometimes at a different spot. Anyway, this is the boss. We're not actually going to fight her, we're just going to run away from her. If Nero can actually run properly. Anyway, we're actually going to fight the boss this time. We're going to start off the fight like we usually do with a Charge Shot 3. Go into a Caliber. Roulette spin. Good, she's giving me a good pattern. Good. If you double trigger something and then buster it, you get a unique animation that deals more damage. That's really important on bosses. But sometimes you don't want to do that because the extra damage might not be worth the trade-off in the animation length. Anyway, pretty good mission 7. Too many daddy issues, yep. Trish or lady? Trish. Anyway, this mission's a bunch of running around and then a really fun boss at the end. But don't belittle the running around. There's a lot of it. But thankfully, we're getting close to the end of Nero's section. And we're getting close to the end of, like, the giant environments filled with nothing. Where you just run around all day. But then we gotta come back to this area as Dante. So, you know, yeehaw. I break that because it's 1,000 orbs and it's right on your path and it's really easy to get. Okay, I don't know how that hit me. Thought I rolled through it. Alright, that was a terrible fight, but whatever. How that's supposed to work is you just keep on tagging those guys with charge shot 3s, but I kept on letting go of my gun because I'm not used to my triggers being like this. Because I'm honestly having to hold down this thing with like a ton of force to keep my charge shot active. But yeah, this puzzle, if you want to even call it that, is just to run away from the shadows and run towards the light, and it never changes, and it's not a puzzle, so it's just padding. Also, I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I've been doing it in a few places, but Nero can taunt while sprinting, and he just does a dive kick. Like that. It completely kills your momentum for the next spot that you go into, but sometimes it looks cool, so I do it. Here, I actually do want to completely stop my sprint, so I will dive kick into this arena, where Kratos is. The strat here is let him do his attack string, buster him, and then charge shot 3 him. Also throw a spear back at him. That's actually a pretty tight window to do. Roll through that when you can. He's way low on damage right now. This is gonna suck to deal with. Alright, I think I got him. If you don't kill him with this animation, you gotta watch a very long ending animation here. And that's really painful to deal with, but we got it. Yeah, fun fight. Oh yeah, you can do showdowns on this fight, but I mean that's a terrible strat, and I'm honestly short on Proud Souls, so while I did practice it, I just don't have the Proud Souls to afford it without selling a bunch of other moves that I want. Anyway, we're going to be fighting a new enemy because enemies are introduced in this mission, or new missions a lot. This is the Angelic Captain. He just makes his enemies or friends tougher to deal with. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Mecha's going to probably yell at me in the chat for not taunting there. Exceed 2 and 3. I don't have the Proud Souls to get it for this mission. I get it next mission. Oh, dude, nice laser hit. I don't know how the hell that happened. Here, I'm just going to taunt because I really want an attack to come out. That's very specific that I can counter. Nope, that's a suicide. Are you guys going to do anything, or are you just going to stand there all day? Nope, they're going to do something now. I really wanted to do this attack at least once, just so I can show it off. I don't think they're going to do it. Alright, fuck it. It's a little random whether or not they're going to do it. You release charge shot 3 too early. Yeah, I thought that was the case. Oh yeah, we had some people drop in NASA, so we kind of have to fill in the gaps with stuff. Like, I filled in the gaps with No More Heroes last night. Fun times were had by all. Except me. Nah, I'm just joking. I actually enjoyed that No More Heroes run quite a bit. Duke and the crew made it much better. Anyway, we got a thing that lets us slow down time in certain areas, so we're going to do that to great effect in a few places. Here, charge shot. The game will let me actually attack properly. And not just make my charge shot come out whenever it wants. Man, this mission is not going well, but whatever. Marathon run. Here, I gotta wait for these guys to come down, but I can start hitting them, and then I can hit them with charge shot 3. Alright, he's dead. Just gonna do a taunt there. Taunts actually refill double trigger, so they're not completely useless. But you can't spam taunt to refill double trigger, sadly. Here, double buster this guy. Are you gonna crush me until I die? No, he's not. You damn Nazi, yeah. Just spewing the alt-right propaganda that NASA is known for. Alright, upgrades are going to be a little weird this mission. I think I have enough to get it. Yeah, I do. Sweet. Oh yeah, Mecha Razian found this trick coming up, so I'm pretty sure if I didn't mention that, he would have actually murdered me, so. Anyway, we got a thing that lets us fully upgrade our sword. to max levels when we're doing attacks, and then we can maximum rev it whenever we want, as long as we're super precise with our timing. That lets us do fun moves like double down. Where is this guy? There he is. Don't you do it. I think he's dead though. No, he dodged the explosion. Fun enemies. I love enemies that go out of bounds. You can't do anything about it. Enough dead air to fill a Senate convention. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when I can't really see chat and, you know, no one else is in the room except the tech crew. But I'm also focusing on the game because I'm not hyper well practiced with this game, but I sort of know what I'm doing. I'm 3rd place in this game. Where is like a high 118. I have like a 121. Anyway, I line up here, do an X high roller 3. Use my charge shot and momentum. To do this. And then we skip the fight down there. What about the ghost behind you? Yeah, he's just doing okay. He's having a good time. Yeah, that's actually a good trick. Like I said, Mecharazian found that. I don't know what the hell that charge shot hit. Alright, that was bad. I usually just holy water those guys, but I'm trying to do a different holy water route here. Anyway, Dante time. I'm going to try to make him Helmbreaker, and then I'm going to try to hit him with a Charge Shot 3 as he Helmbreakers. Nice. Unless he dodges this. Like, he sort of dodged it. And then the strat is just shoot him, get him in place. And then hit him with a Buster. I'm surprised that hit me. Really? Okay, that was kind of bad. Yes, this fight reads your inputs. It's very easy to get owned in this fight. That was actually a very bad attempt, but that's mostly just because I used my double trigger terribly. Anyway, it's time to fight our stepdad / step-grandfather thingy, I don't know. Here I'm going to be doing another skip, except instead of getting vertical distance, I'm going to, or horizontal distance, I'm just going to be getting a bunch of vertical height. And we're going to be doing that with X high roller into an air hike into 2 roulette spins. Come on, I waited super long for that one too. It's a little hard to do a caliber here because your camera angle is so messed up. Alright, I probably would have saved more time by just going into the fight by now. Dude, I can't caliber at this angle. There we go. That should not have taken nearly as long. God dang. I completely blamed out on my control stick just being on different settings than it usually is. Yeah, easy trick, right? No, that actually is one of the easier tricks in the run, just I messed it up spectacularly. Anyway, we're just going to ignore this guy who's trying to hit us. We can just leave him down here and he won't chase us. I only get this white orb over here real quick. Yeah, so we're off to fight the Pope. The story of this game is Nero realizes that he's in a cult, and he's not pointed with that. Jesus, this charge shot 3 release. Thankfully I won't have to deal with this in the future, but yeah, it's pretty annoying. A frontal. Well, you're right, but like, I'm also a very special mecha, you know this. Ah, dude, I missed the double buster. That's gonna be good. Dude, I still missed that. Dude, come on, Pope. Reminder, some of the Popes are evil. This one's the evil one. There we go. Alright, I completely missed that because, you know, my charge shot thing. You know, I'm just going to let you get back into the statue. Dude, I did it again. Gosh dang. Alright, that was a terrible, terrible fight, but whatever. You're supposed to counter the statue slamming down on you by slamming up with your hands with your buster, and that's supposed to be super easy to do, and yet I messed it up for like the first time in ages. It's to keep his awesome power of the holiness contained. Yes, exactly. Anyway, the plot right now is that Nero messed up really bad, and he got eaten by the statue, and he's now powering it, and the statue's now going to cause the apocalypse. So it is time for Dante to save the day. Right away, we're going to be getting Stainer 2. Charge Shot 1 with E&I. Trickster 3. Swordmaster 4. You can buy your styles in this game, you don't have to level them up. Royal Guard 2. Double Trigger. Trigger Heart. Jump cancels, air hike. An enemy step. Also speed, Kyria as a fat butt, that is a good reminder. Anyway, Dante does not really have that good of a toolkit at the start of this run. He has one weapon and two shotguns, or two guns. One's a shotgun, one's his pistols. But we're going to come across a giant pit where we're supposed to fall down it, but we can just not fall down it. Anyway, Dante can get a lot more orbs from these red crystals than Nero can. You just do prop shredder over and over and over again. Like 8,000 orbs right there. Dante is very good in this game if you know how to use him, and you can on-the-fly style switch. Otherwise, he's a little weird and doesn't feel that good. Anyway, I use Charge Shot to get these guys down super effectively. DT Prop Shredder deals a ton of damage, and it's really good if you line it up like this. Anyway, we have to escape this area in 10 minutes. Oh no, we're never going to make that before a bomb goes off. Camera? Alright, good job, camera. Also, Trickster has mad iframes, so you can literally, I didn't show it off there very well, but you can just dash through these lasers. But yeah, the reason we got Swordmaster 4 is because it gives us moves that deal pretty good damage. Like this, drive into Maximo Overdrive, or whatever the hell it's called. That only really deals you damage if the enemy's on a straight line. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. Anyway, here's Dante jump cancels, if I can do them properly. That was a terrible fight. Wowzers. I'm not going to pick up that vital or that double star over there, so don't yell at me for it, Mecha. Hey dude, it's like I'm playing effective Devil May Cry 4. See if button mashing gets you far. Yeah, no, I mean, I get away with what I can, dude. Come on. I know I was just Stainer spamming, but like Stainer spam is kind of strong at this point in the game. Come back, you casual. Alright, alright. Settle down now. Anyway, we're back at this forest. Echidna... by the way, none of the bosses Nero's fought are actually dead. They all come back. because he did a terrible job of cleaning up. We're just going to have to do Nero's job for him. But that's a good line. We are having to deal with this forest. Echidna put up like a maze stuff that warps you around sort of randomly, except not randomly, it's a set thing. But if you don't know the path, it feels like it's random. Anyway, Stainer is super good on assaults, which are these guys, because they don't get knocked back by it when they're on the ground. So you can just keep going over and over and over again. Prop Shredder is a little more effective, but it's a little harder to set up for. Dude, get over here. Reminder to stay hydrated. I got my water ball next to me, and I haven't taken a single sip from it. I haven't had gamer time because my hands are on the controller constantly, except that moment right there. Actively detrimental, kinda. These guys can occasionally just hit you, so yeah, all right, we're good. Echidna Dante, I should mention, is a really fun fight if you know what you're doing. I do not know what I'm doing whatsoever. Normally, you could do something, not normally, but if you're really good at this game, you can do something called Star Rays, which is combining jump cancels, which is just resetting your aerial attacks off an enemy so that you can keep your aerial chain combo going. And Sky Starring, which is your forward air dash move with Trickster. And you just like toggle those two together and you deal a lot of damage and go very fast. Well, not a lot of damage, but you go very fast and it's a good approach move. Alright, here I just gotta release through her when she charges at me. If that's ever gonna happen. Nice. Good job, Echidna. You actually earned that one. Here I want a DT Prop Shredder, just because it's one of the most damaging moves we have at this point in the game. And then we just Holy Water her, because fuck the last phase. Anyway, we got a new weapon, Gilgamesh. It's gauntlets. If you play Devil May Cry, they're the same separate, except you can charge them up, and the charges are really good. Well, you can charge them up, and you can release your charge at certain times to get just frame attacks, which means, as you're going from one charge level to the next. And if that happens, you deal a lot more damage. Combined with another technique we'll be covering in just 1 second, it's going to be really good. Alright, so I should mention that when you activate Double Trigger, you get this flash. I just wasted some Double Trigger showing that off, but that's not important right now. That flash, if you time that with a beefy move hitting, it basically has to be like a heavy damaging move, sort of like at the end of your combo string, or just like any of one of Gilgamesh's moves, honestly. You get something called Distortion. And that Distortion deals a lot of damage. Also, those things on the ground will try to hit you and eat you. And if they eat you, you gotta redo the area. It sucks. Like that. See, I'm just showing you guys what happens when you're not playing this game well. Anyway, Just Straight is going to be one of our main moves that we're going to be using from now on. It's the forward, it's actually the backwards draw move with Gilgamesh. And it deals a ton of damage. Like, look, I basically just one-shot those things. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, you can see why this mission's really fun on a run. Come on. There we go. So to get these guys down quick, we do this, which is fireworks, and then we just do a double trigger distortion on Real Impact, which is called Distorted Real Impact. Real Impact is our backwards draw move with Swordmaster 4 unlocked. It is super damaging, but with with distortion, it's even more damaging to the point where it's a little broken. Here, I just want to get these guys down. That's not going to connect. All right, there we go. That wasn't too bad of a fight. This Let's Play, yeah. Dude, I almost got eaten again. Dude, I'm so glad that worked. I was really expecting that to not work, but he just came back over. Thank you very much, Ice Flinner. Anyway, let me show off. I don't have distortion, or double trigger for distortion. If you hit that with distorted straight 2, just straight 2, it's very, very powerful, and you get a lot of red orbs, but it's okay. We're actually pretty good on red orbs for now. Yeah, so that's mission 14. We're done with the jungle for the rest of the game, and now we're going back to the castle. How's my mom doing? He's playing, yeah. Yeah, no, actually my throat is a little bit sore. I was talking for like 3.5 hours last night doing a run that I wasn't prepared for at all. And also playing Trivial Pursuit at the same time. Anyway, these are blitzes. These guys suck. So we're just going to Holy Water them. And then tap them with E and I once, and then they're down, and we get 0 style points. But we still get an A rank. What's going on with that game? I was trying to block that attack because it gives you a little bit of guard, but that's not really important. Ricola. Yep. I'm in Canada. I should probably get that. I was getting health there because this mission can be an ass sometimes. Dude, nice. Dude, I love when one of your hits of Real Impact connects, and then the rest don't. Dude, this is going really well. Yes, I know where all the health is in this game. I'm not really thirsty right now. I got a lot of water this morning, but you know, I also don't really have the opportunity to drink much right now. I mean, I suppose I could like do some one-handed finagling while I'm running down corridors, but don't really want to deal with that. Nice. These guys' hitboxes are really weird. If you don't hit them like pretty much from the dead front, you won't connect with your full real impact. And your first hit of real impact doesn't actually do that much damage. It's your later hits that deal all the damage. I thought I dropped back enough. Not get hit by that. Dude, come on. Alright, Stinger spam, why not? Come on. Nice. I should mention that this mission is really unfair with checkpoints. If I die, I'm going to have to go all the way back to that Angelo fight in the library, which is going to be quite a long distance away. But, you know, unless I just get completely owned by these frosts coming up, I think I should be good. Nice real impact. Nice, mistimed that completely. Terrible fight, but whatever. I'll get the health over here, why not? Come on. No skip? I'm terrible at it. Dude, just die. Thank you. Hey, it's time for one of our favorite boys again. Totally messed that up. Okay. Keep on thinking I know guard timing in this game and then I don't. Anyway, this next fight, if he plays peekaboo with us, by the way, that's one of the things the frogs can do. I didn't mention that in the first fight we did, but if we deal too much damage or like just sit around idle for too long, he can play peekaboo and it's nothing we can do to get him out of it very quickly with Dante. Anyway, this is the boss. Bye. I actually messed that up. You can one-shot him, but I ended up two-shotting him instead. Those 12 against house shots, yeah. This game might be too easy. I actually am just abusing it. Like, to do this stuff, you actually have to really know what you're doing. Yeah, keep in mind, I'm playing on normal, not easy. Easy in this game's a little too easy. Is the suitcase gun thing useful? Against the false savior, otherwise no. What am I doing? So these things, I gotta hit them while they're spinning up. Otherwise, if I tap them with a melee attack, they kind of just fly around forever. And it's very annoying to deal with. Also, the gimmick in this mission is that there's poison everywhere. But look, I'm gonna tap this guy, and he's gonna go flying. Oh yeah, I already did that, haha. Whoops, wrong style. Alright, there's a small chance I can die on this fight, so be hyped for that. Nice, okay, I almost completely beat that, but managed to do it at the end. That was the ball of death, by the way. I didn't get a single one with Nero, but I got one with Dante, so. Metal Gear really changed the direction. Yeah, it's looking very different right now. Anyway, these dogs suck. Can I get some Frankerzies in the chat to pour one out for them? World record is 6 minutes, yeah. Yeah, that one mission 10 jump, or mission 11 jump completely owned me, so yeah. Yuck it up, chat. Yuck it up. Crash Cat, that is not a dog. Also, I was looking at chat, not the game. Anyway, like I mentioned way back with Nero, you can keep your sprint going between areas. It's not the most consistent thing in the universe, but it's possible in a lot of places, and some places it's almost guaranteed. Like there, like that one almost is guaranteed going from that direction. So we can enter Burial in reverse, keeping our sprint going. And the game does not anticipate this whatsoever. So we can just real impact him as he's just like warming up. But we fucked up. Come on. Good old jump cancel, full houses. Oh, let me show off guard flying. That's guard flying. That's guard flying. Don't do it. Alright. That was a freaking terrible fight. I messed the start of that fight up, and then it spiraled out of control, and then I was like, well, alright, might as well shock guard flying. Anyway, we got a new weapon, Lucifer. We're not going to be using it too much, but it's got one move that's really good that we have to buy. And that's our Holy Waters. Flock off. Yep. Anyway, now I gotta get used to the fact that Dante has 3 weapons instead of 2. Damn, good start to the fight. Or the Angelo phase, at least. Ball of Death. Yep. Dante can throw a rose, and that acts as a launcher, and when it touches things, it launches them there, and the hitbox for it lingers around for ages. So it's the perfect counter for the ball. Anyway, coming up is more assaults. These guys love to hold up their shields, especially in this area, and this area is super compact, so we're just going to spam pin up, just to stick him with pins. Lucifer can have 15 pins at once, and then the rest, when you start having more than 15 out, it starts detonating them. Alright, whatever, we'll do a dance of sub. Reverse seniors are impossible in this game. There we go. Alright, now these guys come out. Alright, fuck it, we'll just Pandora you. That attack doesn't actually even deal that much damage, honestly. But it's better than walking over there, I guess. I was thinking aim it, haha. Look at this. how are you still alive? And we're just gonna holy water these guys, because screw them. And we're kind of up against Agnes, too. He's the moth dude. Also, I keep on getting texts. Can't look at them right now, family. Anyway, wait for him to do this. Real impact. Distort on like the second hit or so. Double trigger, full house loop. Throw out pins. Get him stuck as much as possible. Oh, dude, he's already doing this shit. Let's try to style it. No, never mind. Haha. Anyway, we now rescue our brother's sword, Yamato, and now we get to use it, and we will never touch it once. Anyway, this next mission is it's sort of like an extended boss battle. It's really complicated to a lot of people if you don't know the mechanics of this thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a double trigger right at the beginning. Hold down lock on. I made sure I had Pandora out, which is the suitcase thing, at the end of last mission, and by doing that, I can ensure it's the first weapon I have out. Double triggering halves the inputs you need to do to get out the laser, so you just pop the laser super quickly each time. Anyway, I'm breaking a very specific number of jewels and a very specific pattern, so that the only ones left will be his shoulder one and head one. I'm going to save the head one for absolute last, though. Anyway, I'm just going to wait here for him to do stuff. That is not what you're supposed to do. Also, nice guard. Pandora's got a lot of terrible, useless forms. This is one of them, except it's only good here because it homes on that jewel way above you. Anyway, I do 2 phase skips at once, so it goes to one phase and then goes to another phase, and now it goes to its laser phase. I just run away from it. Also, you're going to miss this bounce pad every single time. Well, the one previously. Anyway, I just chill here, wait. Shoot him with Pandora laser, if I can. And then, you know, it's our good old friend, DRI, Distorted Real Impact. And he's dead. Look at Dante's handsome chest. That actually went pretty darn well. Dante is not a weeb. Yeah. Tell you whatever makes you sleep at night. Anyway, we're back to Nero, so we got to get some last upgrades. Maximum bet, showdown, and that's it. We don't have enough for a purple orb. Whatever, we'll just deal with it. Is he wearing his DMC1 outfit? No, DMC4 outfit is completely different than DMC1 outfit. If anything, it's sort of closer to the DMC2 outfit. Anyway, so more Candyland. Wait for all these guys to spawn, holy water them, and good fight. Anyway, this mission's just a boss rush. It's actually really fun with Nero because now I'm overpowered and I have a bunch of moves. And I can just really take out these guys super quickly. Good fight. Dab for my new cats. All right. Alright, back up. Or turn around, whatever. I don't have double trigger, so I'm getting eaten here. He's playing peekaboo. Yeehaw. Alright, now you get to see how wasteful it is for him to have to play peekaboo. It's terrible. Thankfully, Nero can get him out pretty quick, but still pretty bad. Nice. That was a pretty bad fight, but, you know, marathon, whatever. Anyway, next is Echidna. Yep, thought she was about to do that. You gotta charge shot her when her mouth's open to get her out of that phase. This is Showdown. It deals a lot of damage, except I hit her back of her, so it didn't deal much damage. Alright, check this out. Alright, I messed it up. There we go. Alright, next is Agnes refight. And then one more fight after that, and that's the time. Coming up in like a minute or two. He's gonna crush me until I die. What do I do? Anyway, time for the Pope coming up. That's the refight's done. Now we're gonna deal with the evil Pope who, you know, survived our last battle, but he's not gonna survive this one. Please just go into exit, thank you. The room's furniture is ugly. Yeah, it's just cages. Hot stuff, sounds like it. Anyway, I'm going to do something very specific in this fight, and it's probably not going to work because I'm bad. Taunt. Break his shield. Hit him once. Okay, I messed that up. Do that. Make that happen. Double trigger. Showdown. Airbuster. He's got a little bit over half HP right now. Gonna taunt to get some more double trigger back. Aw, dude, thanks. Aw, dude, thanks. Level of a dub-dub. Ah, dude, I messed that up. Alright, that should be kill, but I have one more thing to do after this. Time's coming up. Here I just have X3 high roller so I can get an air super high as this happens. And I missed it. Okay, time. I'm 3305, garbage. Whatever. Oh yeah, you can move the camera around during cutscenes and zoom in and stuff. Pretty cool. Alright, so I think we're just going to cut over to the next run, which is Minish Cap Glitchless.